Hey everybody, Cowboy Jake here. Guys, I'm out here in the barn today. I actually got a fire going right here. I've been doing some work in here, but I had to stop doing this job real quick to give you guys a quick update on our son, on little Yoon, and tell you what's going on, how he's doing, and why we had to go to the doctor's office yesterday. So I guess his doctor's appointment was yesterday. So the day before, out of nowhere, Junior got a rash. Well, I'm sorry, the night before that, Junior got a rash. And so Honey called and she scheduled, or I guess she got online and scheduled an appointment for 4 o'clock in the afternoon the next day. The next day, Junior's rash had spread from just his legs, and it had spread all over his entire body. He was now covered in a rash of just these little red dots all over his body. He had them on his chest, on his legs, on his little arms. He had them even on his scalp, y'all. Like you could comb through his hair and you can see these dots on his head. Like it's a rash. And so of course, you know, Honey's kind of panicked, going crazy, like, oh gosh, he's got a rash. We got to take him to the doctor. We got to take him to the doctor. I'm like, Honey, it's a little rash. It's just a little rash. It's not a big deal. He probably was sitting out in the grass. He probably, little chiggers probably bit him or something. It's not a big deal. He's out in the grass. Who knows what kind of little reaction he could have had to something. Let's just give it a couple days. It'll go away. So we talked about it a little bit and we decided, yeah, let's go on and take him to the doctor. So we had planned on taking him to the doctor anyway. All of a sudden, Junior gets a nosebleed. Now, we're really freaking out, y'all. So Junior gets a nosebleed, and I tell Honey, I was like, okay, this has to be coincidence, right? Like, this is coincidence. Like, he got a rash, and then he just so happened to get a nosebleed. But I don't think there's any way that a nosebleed and a rash could have any correlation. I'm not a doctor, but just from what I know, I don't think that there's any way that a rash and a nosebleed can have a correlation. I told Honey, I said, I used to have nosebleeds all the time. Whenever I was little, I had a nosebleed once a week until I was about 10 years old. I don't know. Yeah, I just always have had nosebleeds. And then all of a sudden one day they thought, I got to get out of here. It's getting too smoky. But I told Honey, I was like, you know, it's probably not a big deal. He got a nosebleed. He's got a rash. He's got some things going on. But I don't think it's anything major, right? It can't be anything major. We proceeded to take Junior to the doctor. Hey, why do you have a rash? Oh, really? Well, we know how you got it. Why don't you quit getting it? No, you ain't leaving. You ain't leaving. We hadn't figured it out that quick. You're stuck in here. Tell me, because I'm trying to tell you. No, sir. I'm the boss. I make all the rules. I make the rules. No, I'm going to make the rules here. No, sir. No, sir. Hey, we said no. We said no. We said no. You gosh. Yeah, I didn't tell him. And the doctor is looking him over and she is saying, well, what's this bruise? What's this bruise? What's this bruise? And me and Honey are looking at each other like, is she saying that we're like abusing our son or something? Like, what's happening? Like, why is she asking us this? What about this bruise? What did this bruise come from? Why is this bruise here? Why is this bruise here? And I'm looking at Honey like, what is going on? Like, yeah, he bumps into some stuff every now and then, and all babies do. They walk into tables, and they fall over, and they fall down, and they hit themselves in the head with toys. That's what babies do. They're not coordinated. They don't know what they're doing. They're just babies, y'all. They're just babies walking around, experiencing the world, right? So I'm looking at Honey, and she's looking at me like, okay, hold on, this is getting weird. But then she says it. She says, look, the only reason why Junior would be bruising like this, having a nosebleed, and accompanied by a rash, I'm thinking his platelets are low. So like, what's that? What's a platelet? I still don't know what a platelet is. A platelet is what makes your blood clot. Okay, so like, if you get sliced open a little bit, you know, you're cutting something with a knife and you slice your finger. The platelets are what causes that blood to, clot up and stop you from bleeding. Junior's, from what the doctor thought, from what she could see and tell and what we had told her, she thought that the platelets were probably low. And so she, the doctor's office was actually about to close. We were the last patients there. And she said, hold on, wait right here. I do not want the lady to leave today. I got to go get the nurse so she can do your blood work. I don't want her to go home without doing this today. I said, okay, great. Honey and I are, okay, go get her, go get her, go get her. Run, doctor, run. So she's running down the hallway, y'all. She gets the nurse, and the nurse comes in and gets us and takes us back to the blood drawing room. They draw Junior's blood, which was a nightmare. Honey was sitting in a chair holding him. I'm wrapped around his arms, holding his arms down. The nurse is trying to get his blood. His little arms are fat and his veins are tiny, and it's hard to find one. So she had to put the needle in, and, she's trying to work it around and find the vein and find the vein and find the vein. And finally, thank God, she finds the vein. Little Yoon's just screaming at the top of his lungs, and it was a 30-second ordeal, but it felt like it took 10 minutes. Just of screaming, and it's like he was going through some sort of torture, which to him, maybe it was. The blood work came in this morning, and it's not only that little Yoon's platelets are low, they're at 0. They're at 0. A normal person, I believe, has like 1,400 or 14,000. I don't remember how many zeros were in the number. 1,400 or 14,000, something around that. And little Yoon has 0. He has another appointment with a specialist on Tuesday that we got to go to. A specialist on Tuesday to, I don't know if we got to do more tests. I don't know what we have to do. Probably a platelet transfusion, like a blood transfusion. I don't know. I'm freaking out in my head, so all I can do is talk about it like oh yeah, you're just going to go get a blood transfusion and he's going to be fine and it's going to be great. And yeah, it'll take 30 minutes, they'll stick a needle in him and we'll be done for life. And that's how easy it seems on the internet, and usually the internet, makes everything seem 1,000 times worse. Like you look on WebMD for a splinter, and it's going to tell you you have cancer wherever you got that splinter at. So, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good if the internet's just saying, hey, it's, don't worry. We're just going to do a simple blood transfusion, and we're going to be good. We're not going to worry about it anymore. How easy that is on a 1-year-old, I don't know. The doctor's orders are to watch little Yoon like a hawk. He cannot bump his head. He cannot fall down. He cannot scrape his finger. He cannot stump his toe. He cannot do anything that could possibly lead to any bleeding whatsoever. And if he does end up bleeding at all, any sort of bleeding, like a little nick, any sort of bleeding, we're in the truck. We're heading straight to the ER. Those are the doctor's orders, because with Junior's platelet count being 0, the odds of that minor nick stopping bleeding are very low. Well, I guess they're 0. So we'll have to get him to the doctor to get him to stop bleeding pronto, as fast as we can. Very stressful day, y'all. Very stressful day. Please pray for us, and we'll be trying to stay sane, and we're gonna be okay, y'all. A part of me feels terrified, and a part of me feels like, hey, don't worry, we're going to be all right. And I don't know if that's just myself being in denial of something. Please pray for us, y'all. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through it, and we should have more answers on Tuesday. But it's very stressful. That's all for this one. Bye, guys. Have a great day.